Hi guys, this is the fourth in the series where we've looked at firstly starting with New Year's resolutions, why we've made them and how sometimes we can let them slip and drop. Then we moved on to accountability, making sure that we understood ways to make ourselves accountable to keep that New Year's resolution, because often it was made for a very good reason. It was made for a very good fundamental reason to change our lives, to make it better in the longer run. And then of course we looked at our intentions. Are our intentions actually matching up to what we're trying to do? Now in this one, this is just a simple quick reminder one that of course all those plans that we've made in place, all those things that we're trying to do will not run smoothly. There'll be times where we fall off the wagon, where we have things that we couldn't possibly predict came along and smashed us in the face, and other things that we've just got tired, we've got chaotic, we've slipped into old habits. And this is just a reminder that of course we're going to have setbacks. That doesn't mean the whole thing has to be thrown out. An important little lesson to myself was the same sort of thing. A few years ago, if I'd had a setback physically, it took me ages to recover, because my own story came from a lot of pain, and enduring a lot of pain is very tiring. So making sure every time that you had a setback was really hard and difficult to get back onto what you're trying to do. However, the emphasis at the moment isn't my story. Yes, I do still have pain in my life, but it's nowhere to the same degree. So when I have a setback now, I sometimes actually have to remind myself that I can work myself through it in a much more clear and concise way. So instead of having to hide, instead of having to pull down the shutters, making sure I can mentally recover as well as physically, it's actually not as big a physical barrier for me now. It's actually not as big a mental barrier, but those same protective brain wants to jump in there and say, don't do anything, just run away from the goal that you're trying to do, run away from the hurt that you're feeling, and just drop everything for the time being. That is not the case. Now I can, after I've had a pain story, I can explore what my body is capable of doing. I can take a little step back and reset rather than completely drop it completely. In other words, in this situation, I'd hurt my knee, I was having a really fun time, and then I also had to do a lot of travel, which is, and anyone knows that has a pain story, travel and pain do not often go well hand in hand. So instead of letting that crisis hold on for a month where I spiraled downhill emotionally and physically, I actually just let myself understand that yes, I'm a little overtired, yes, I'm back in pain, but that doesn't mean that's the story that's going to be completed now. So the biggest reminder I had to give myself is I can actually explore that pain threshold. I can allow myself to have a rest for a few days and then start progressively, slowly finding that pain threshold again, move up to it, back off it, find where the line is, work around that line, understand that's my line for the moment, and do as much as I can within inside the line rather than actually having no line whatsoever and totally losing all the work that I'd push forward to doing. So if we can remind ourselves of the simple fact that of course things aren't going to go to plan, of course there's going to have to be a reset at different times, there's going to have to be a pause at different times, there's going to have to be a reshuffle at different times, that we allow ourselves to not then compound the fact by giving ourselves such a hard time about that. Explore what you can do, find out what's possible, keep moving forward, rather than compounding the effort by giving yourself a hard time and letting the mental anguish consume you. Instead of stopping for a day, instead of stopping for a week, you stop for 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. Things don't change if you don't allow yourself to understand nothing is always going to go as planned, but it's still possible. So this is just a quick reminder, the fact that you will always have a reset, you will always have times where you need to restructure things that you're trying to do. However, that doesn't mean what you're trying to do is not possible. Don't take it off the table. Use your intelligence to actually work around the problem. Find a way forward. Reset and restart. Good luck. I hope this helps. This quick little reminder video. My name is Ben Nedfield, I'm a leadership coach, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Also leave me in some comments when you've had to reset, when you've had to have some knockdowns. Sometimes they're of your own making, sometimes they're outside our control, but all those things can be workable. Take care, remember to be kind, and the most important person to be kind is to yourself. I'll see you on the next one.